Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to show you how you can check your Bazi chart to identify what money habit, what bad money habit is keeping you poor, is keeping you broke. This is especially obviously relevant to those who are constantly out of money but don't really know why. For others, that may be very easy to see just by their behavior. But sometimes I get clients who are like, I'm always out of money and I really have no idea why that is. I'm trying to save, but somehow it just doesn't seem to work for me. Why is it that I'm always broke? Or why is it that I'm always struggling with money? And there are actually three ways you can see that in a Bazi chart. Or the three main culprits that you can identify in a Bazi chart. Now, in order to see this, obviously, first thing you need to actually plot your Bazi chart. You can do that with the link here. I'm also going to post the link in the notes to the video. And then once you key in your date and time of birth, you will see some Bazi chart that is quite complex, quite complicated, not for the professionals here or for the practitioners, but if you're new to this and if you're just doing this a little bit on the side as a hobby, it may feel a little bit overwhelming, but all you need to do is just forget everything and just scroll down all the way at the bottom of the page. On the left-hand side, you will see something that looks like this. It's called the 5 structures. And within that 5 structures part, the only thing we focus on is here the natal diagram. So this is the beige colored diagram that you can see here. Sometimes it overlaps with the annual. That's perfectly fine. But this is what we focus on. Don't worry about the purple colored one. This is not really relevant to this analysis. So we're only focusing on the light colored, the beige colored diagram. And here we are focusing on 3 particular elements: the output element, the companion element, and the resource element. Now, it doesn't matter whether you have water, earth, fire, or whatever associated with those elements, with those structures. We're not really concerned with that. You're just going to look for output, companion, and resource. Everything else you just ignore. Doesn't matter what element is associated with it, and we're also not looking into what we call wealth and influence. Just these 3. And so these 3 particular structures are usually the ones that cause some financial issues if they are at an extreme. So let's have a look at the companion structure first. So as you can see here, this person has a companion at 100%. Yeah, so it's very high. So you've got 2 extremes, 0% or 100%. So this is obviously at an extreme end. So if your companion element is at 80% or above, then the reason for why you constantly feel broke or why you constantly are broke is because you pay yourself last. Yeah, you don't really have a good concept for money. The moment money comes in, you go out with your friends, you spend money on your friends. Yeah, you invite them for lunch, dinners, coffee, whatever. You're just spending your money on friends, and then whatever is left, you're going to use for yourself, for your utilities, your rent, whatever. And then obviously at the end of the month, you're really squeezed for funds. So if you have this problem, so if it's at 80% or above, clearly for this person, it's at 100%. So it is an issue, or it will be an issue. Then you need to learn that once your salary comes in, or once the money comes in, you put aside a certain amount that you know you're going to need for rent, for basic living expenses. Then the rest, whatever, you may spend it, or some of it you may also want to invest or save, ideally. But this is your key issue, that you think of your own financial needs last. You're just going to spend it because you want to spend it with friends and on entertainment. Yeah, so this is the biggest reason for why you may feel broke if you have a companion element at 80% or above. Now, the next one is resource elements. So this one here. So for this person, it's pretty normal. This is at 40%. If your resource element is at, or is between 0 and 20%, then you just have completely disorganized finances. You're not very good at managing money. You're not good at managing your finances. If at the same time you also have companion element at 80 or above, that's a really serious problem. But if it's just a resource element, so between 0 and 20% in your natal chart, you don't really know how to manage your resources. Yeah, resource element. And so in a case like this, you end up with very, very chaotic finances. You end up with finances that you lose sight of your finances. Or, you know, nowadays we subscribe to a lot of things online. Yeah, there's like, maybe you have a Spotify subscription or a YouTube subscription and then a newspaper subscription. And all of these, they just add up and they run in the background because you've subscribed to them at one point. Yeah, you've given your credit card and then it just gets deducted on a monthly basis. And you just lose track of how many of these subscriptions you have. For example, yeah, this could be one of these things, or it could be worse. Yeah, that you have absolutely no idea how to actually manage your finances properly. So in a case like this, you need to bring order back into your finances. And maybe hire someone, a financial manager, or some accountant, some person who has a firm grasp on finances and kind of does a forensic examination of how you spend your money and then puts order to your finances. Or of course, you may want to learn how to do this yourself. But if that's too much to ask for, then at least get someone to take charge. Otherwise, this can run you into serious problems. And then lastly, we have output element that can also create an issue. So if the output element is at 80% or above, then you like to live above your means because you constantly try to fit in with your wealthy friends. So you may not be wealthy, you may not have a lot of money, but you still want to fit in with those who are wealthy and with those who have money. And therefore you spend a lot of money on expensive stuff that you don't need and that you, more importantly, can't afford. Yeah, so you just use your money to impress others and therefore you're constantly broke. Yeah, you always follow the latest trends, the latest fashion trends, the latest technology trends. You don't need to, but you want to because you want to impress others. You want to look like you are one of those of the top 1% who just doesn't worry about money. Yeah, so this can obviously also land you in big trouble. So these are the three elements that we usually look at when we try to identify what exactly is a person's issue when it comes to financials. And then once we know that, we can obviously try to rectify it and adjust our behavior. We can dial it down. We can have a financial advisor in place or an accountant who keeps us in check. Yeah, we can make sure that we pay ourselves first. But first, we need the awareness of what is actually creating the problem. So I hope this helped. If you have any questions, please contact me. Contact details are in the notes to the video, or you can just leave a comment. And I'd really appreciate it if you liked the video, if you shared it with those who may be interested. If you subscribe to my channel, that would be great. I'm posting 3 times a week, and I would really appreciate it if the word gets out. All right, I see you soon.